Hello and welcome to FiveJay Gaming. I'm FiveJay. Excuse me. And today we're going to play the Contra Anniversary Collection on Nintendo Switch. There's a lot of games in this collection. It's still not a complete list of every Contra game, but it's pretty comprehensive here. So this is the original Contra arcade game, and what appears to be the sequel, also arcade game. Then you've got Contra on NES, the Famicom game, which I guess is different. I don't know what that title says, but it seems like it's probably just called Contra. So I've never played this before. I've never played either of these arcade versions before. Super C, which is the sequel on NES. Probably the same thing as Super Contra. I don't know. But NES aside. Contra 3: The Alien Wars on Super Nintendo. Great game. I have played that one. Operation C, which is a Game Boy game. So that's a fun inclusion. Contra Hardcore, which is on Genesis. This game is pretty sweet. I played this recently. There's a video of me playing with one of my friends, FiveJay. It's a name he wanted, so I gave it to him. Then here's Super Probotector Alien Rebels. Mouthful. I would never have known Super Probotector would be a Contra game, but apparently it is. And apparently you're robots, so that's cool. And there's just Probotector. Apparently Super Probotector Alien Rebels came before just Probotector, somehow. And this is a Mega Drive, so the European and Japanese Genesis. So that's a lot of games in one collection, and there's quite a few that I haven't played. These 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 games in here I haven't played. So this is a really cool collection. I'm looking forward to checking these games out. Alright, let's check who we got in the chat so far. We got Roadkiller Zach, Zach Nealand, Luke W. Looks like it's you guys just chatting with each other, so that's great. Thanks for watching, guys. And Jay Bowler has just joined. Welcome. Thank you for watching. Says, what's up? In the cool glasses. Hey, dude. Oh, Roadkiller Zach's gonna get a pug. Sweet. I love pugs. Luke says, guess what my favorite FPS game is? Hint, it's a series created in 1995. Duke Nukem? I don't know. Alright, let's check out this first Contra game. This is apparently the Contra arcade game. And considering how hard all the other Contra games are, I don't really want to try it on, like, super difficult. So, normal's where it's at for me. Zach says, how are you doing? You and the girls doing, Jay? We're doing great. Had a good day so far. Lance and Bill. Oh. Where's... This music sounds kind of familiar. Just getting used to the controls. Oh, I think this is an auto fire that I've turned on there. Okay. Ooh, yeah, that looks awesome. Turn that on for sure. Nope, not ready. Want more. What else you got for me? Original Pixel Perfect. Whoa, super stretched out with the scan lines. Ooh. First 4x3 scan lines. I'm going to go Pixel Perfect mode. It's the smallest, but it's going to be the most crisp. And then you can turn it to screen rotation if you're playing it handheld, but we're not, so I don't think that makes a lot of sense for us. This does look very much like the original NES game, but of course, much, much higher fidelity graphics. It's more like a 16-bit game. You guys able to hear me okay? Do you need me to turn down the game at all? Let me know how the audio mix is. Oh good, I can swim. I was gonna say, am I dead now? And of course, I became dead by waiting. So I can't shoot when I'm off the screen? I honestly didn't see what hit me there. I think as long as I Add a bunch of coins. We should be good. What's the coins? I don't know, but I got turbo shot on. Ah! Glance at the chats for a moment here. Ugh. Yeah, what's up? Alright, then just that thing. Bada bing. It's really nice having that auto fire. Looks as it had 2 games. I don't remember what the it is anymore at this point. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Mystic Mimic is here. Thank you for watching. Says, hello, FiveJay. It's been a long time. It's Android here. Oh, Android 17. That has been a long time. It seems like my medical condition and everything is going good now. Heck, even met the love of my life. Really? That's amazing. Congratulations. Yeah, what happened? There was just kind of one day you said you were feeling... I don't remember exactly what you said, but you weren't feeling good. And then you came back for like one day and you're like, yeah, I think everything's okay. And then you were gone again. So I was like, was everything not okay? I didn't really know. So something was going on, huh? Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. And of course, meeting the love of your life is awesome. That is so awesome, dude. Congratulations. Zax, have you played Nightmare in Dreamland? I haven't. I have always wanted Nightmare in Dreamland. Ever since I saw that game come out, I've always wanted it. On Game Boy Advance, right? But, I don't know, I just never got around to it. Never got around to buying it, is what I mean to say. Oh man, I got the laser. Is this the worst weapon for this? Okay, no, we're good. So that thing looks like it's saying go left or right, but it doesn't mean it. Time up! Shenanigans. Jay Bowler says, FiveJay, the collection just dropped last night. Been playing since last night. Got my sleep and played today, too. Beat all the Contra 1 and Super C games so far. That's nuts, man. Was using save states all the way. Well, yeah, super hard. Didn't care. I just wanted to win. Yeah, absolutely. The game is a little louder than me. Okay, I'm going to turn it down. And let's put it about there and see what it sounds like. Craig's here. What's up, Craig? I would like to continue. There we go. See, that laser got stuck on the other lasers, so having the laser in this part is really not ideal. And I apparently need to pause here if I want to read any chats. The FPS game starts with an R and ends with an S. In 1995. I don't know. It's not coming to me right now. What is it? Ah! Jay Boller says, I had these games back in the day too on cartridge. Nice. I did not have any Contra games at all, but recently I bought a Contra game that actually is not in this collection. I recently bought Contra 3 The Alien Wars on Game Boy. So, yeah, Contra 3 The Alien Wars is here, and it appears to be exactly the same as far as levels and that kind of stuff. But the fact that it was playable on Game Boy was insane. It was ported by Factor 5, the same guys that did Rogue Squadron. And it's an incredibly good 8-bit port of a 16-bit game. I cannot believe that game runs on Game Boy and it basically feels like the same experience, but in black and white. It's a really, really impressive port. Extremely impressive. Whoa. That's right, don't mess with me. There we go. Looks like there's a bit of slowdown on this version. I guess just like you expect from the NES, but this is the arcade game. You'd kind of hope an arcade game wouldn't have this kind of stutter. But it does. I believe the guys over at Hamster have been doing these conversions for Konami. So I think this is a Hamster game. It's the same guys that do Arcade Archives, which are really good arcade ports. Alright, next time I get to continue, we'll quit this one, we'll check out the next one. Oh, and that's probably it right there. Looks like this game, because it's an arcade game, has infinite continues, though. That's kind of nice. You can't technically lose the game, then. You just won't get a very good score if you're not very good at it. There is a lot of chats. Wow, seriously, so many chats. Simon's here. What's up, Simon? Sorry, I'm going to have to skip some chats here. Parker's also here. What's up, Parker? There was nothing but talking back and forth with each other there. Anything aimed at me? Craig said something earlier. What was it? Oh, Mystic Mimic was telling us about the medical condition. My throat basically exploded, and there were many, many problems, but it's all fixed now. Feeling good enough to move to Toronto, hopefully by next year. Nice, Toronto. That's cool. With the aforementioned love of your life, that would be cool. Zach, what's available on 3DS? Craig says, the end of the Direct nearly killed me. The Zelda reveal at the end. Oh, this one is M2, not Hamster. So one of these collections is Hamster. And I think it's only one of them. So two of them are probably M2, and then only one of them is Hamster. So I guess it would be the Konami Arcade Anniversary Collection, because it wouldn't make sense if Hamster did the Castlevania Collection, because those were all console games. In fact, the one Castlevania arcade game was part of the Arcade Konami Collection. That extra didn't make sense. Wouldn't make sense. Okay, the end. Oh, wait. I can actually lose. Did I need to insert more quarters or something? Not sure how to do it. Apparently, I don't know how to do this either. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Let's exit this game. We'll check out the next one and check some chats. Mystic says, I'm going to be doing Nintendo streams and videos soon, and Mimikyu is my mascot, so that's where Mimic came from. I thought it might be that case. I thought that's where it came from. Hashtag lots of chats. That's right, bunch of chats. That's what I always used to say, right? I'm doing good, Parker. Thank you for asking. Simon, I hear you. I want to buy so many games. September, in particular, looks absolutely jam-packed. Looks nuts. Oh, Nightmare on Dreamland is on 3DS? I don't think so, Zach. I think the only 3DSs that had Nightmare on Dreamland were the Ambassador 3DSs that had the Game Boy Advance games. Otherwise, Game Boy Advance games are absent from 3DS. I'm assuming this is Super C, the arcade version of Super C. Jay Bowler says, FiveJay, when you beat one of these games in the collection, take my advice, take breaks to avoid rage. I don't know if I'll ever beat a Contra game, because I don't know if I'm ever going to have that kind of a patience. But they're still fun to play. And this looks really cool. I do want that border, though. Go back to Pixel Perfect. Go back to Type B frame. Sure, we'll save it right there. Why not? Could I have really messed it up so bad? There I did. Look at where they explode. Ooh, yeah. Just shooting a missile gun? Awesome. Zach says, this includes Jade. Did anyone see the trailer for Zelda the game? Yeah, I was doing a live stream of the Nintendo presentation. And it was really cool, but I thought the ending was really lame. I feel like there was a better way for them to end that trailer, because it was like, we're working on a new Zelda. And it's like, yeah, of course you are. But, like, make the trailer end cooler. This one's got some sweet guns. think this is Super C, but it looks so drastically different. I'm having a hard time recognizing it. Oh, yes! Barely missed that guy. I like how while you're jumping, your gun disappears, but you keep shooting. It's like he puts it away, but somehow it still works. Whoa! Didn't know anything was going to shoot at me at first. Ah! Yeah, I want to continue. Sounds like Mothra when I insert a coin. Straight up! Did you guys see the new Godzilla movie? Or perhaps an old Godzilla movie? That's the thing I'm super addicted to right now, so I'm gonna bring it up a billion times. I go through moods, man. I just get really into some franchise or something. And right now, it's Godzilla. I'm watching all the movies. Elder Commander Lowly has given me 5 bits. Thanks, Elder Commander. Trying to read this chat. I need to pause it. Boy, there's so much stuff to pick through. I think you guys are still chatting with each other there. Simon says, watching Jay play Contra makes me want to play Metal Slug. Oh, Metal Slug is so good. Elder Commander is giving me a bunch of cheers. Just going to follow on this account. Ignore the name, please. It's an inside joke. But who is it? But who is the person following me then? If that's a joke account, who is the person that's actually following me then? What would I know you as? Craig says, lol, that is Mothra, right? It sounds just like it. Like, almost creepily, eerily, like they might have stolen it from Toho. Like, it's a lot like Mothra. I like that you're blowing up so many different parts of these bosses. It's really cool. Get that rotor. So if we blew up the rotor, how is this thing still flying? What's left? Seriously, nothing else is hitting. Oh, Mystic was Elder Commander. So what? You've got 3 accounts now you're following me on. You're like JD. Which we haven't seen him in a while. Zach says, I really want to get / see all the Godzilla movies. Well, I'm going to be making a ranking video eventually. I'm going through all of them. I'm already like 27 films in, and no, I'm not done. There's literally like 32 or 33. There's a lot of movies. So I'm going to make a ranking video with sort of my quick review thoughts on each of them. And I think it might be fun, too, to also make a video that's like, here are the movies I recommend you watch at all. Because there's plenty of them that aren't really worth your time. But it also kind of depends on your tastes. Some people really like how cheesy the oldest ones are. For the most part, I really don't. But there are still some of the really old ones that are excellent. Alright, so we checked out this game. Let's check out another one. There's so many in here. I'm very curious about this one in particular, because we already have Contra on NES. How is Contra on Famicom different? That's what I want to know. Let's see. Someone says, Zach, the cover's too much green as their national flag? What is that a reference to? Craig says, imagine Contra fighting, or Mothra fighting in a Contra game. No, but I have an imported Super Famicom game that's a Tournament Fighter Godzilla game. So you can fight as Mothra or against Mothra, and it's actually a pretty sweet game. Might have to stream that sometime. Ooh, Zach wants to watch the video when I'm done with it, making the Godzilla ranking stuff. Nice. Craig says, I'm one of those people that likes the cheesy ones, Jay, lol. Well, not all of those old ones are super cheesy or super bad. There's a few that I'm really enjoying, and I think have good story elements to them. But I find myself disagreeing with a lot of the popular opinion. I've been looking up all sorts of like lists of like top Godzilla games, or sorry, movies. And it seems to me that I just don't agree with a lot of these people. They're like, these ones are the best. I'm like, don't think so. This seems very much like the original Contra on NES. I don't remember that map, so maybe that was different. These sprites appear to be the same. Yeah, the exploding bridge is the same. Did they make improvements to the performance? What did they add? I don't remember these trees shaking in the past. Maybe they just kind of made some graphical updates. That could be. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, and of course, because I was getting into Godzilla, I had to go and buy some figures. I have one Mecha Godzilla figure. Maybe technically Kiryu, which if you haven't seen the movies, then you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, and that's fine. One Mecha Godzilla, and I've got one Godzilla that's coming. They get to be surprisingly expensive. I cannot believe it. Ugh, making such bad jumping choices. I really thought I was going to hit that platform, though, from down there. Some of these enemies do appear to be a little bit different to me. Maybe they changed a few things. But generally, it's... I didn't make that jump? I did not see that coming. Simon says, I want to watch Dark Phoenix and Men in Black. Oh, I want to see Men in Black. I just saw Dark Phoenix, and you know, the reviews have been so bad. I came in there not expecting much of anything, but it was actually good. Like, I really enjoyed it. So, I don't really know why it was hated on so much. I thought it was pretty good, honestly. Jay says, do you think Final Fantasy VIII Remastered will get a physical copy release? Probably not. Did any of the other ones? I don't think they did. So, no. Does this tell us in any way how this is different? Not really. Staff credits. Okay. I'm not sure how we know how that game is different. Otherwise, Contra and Super C are just the NES versions of the arcade games. Alien Wars I've played, so I'm going to move on to Operation C, which I've never played. Just going to play the stuff that has that's stuff I've never played before. Simon says, wasn't Final Fantasy VIII the one they lost all the source code? Yeah, supposedly. Supposedly. So it's cool that it finally came, and that's the one I wanted the most. So I was the most sad that that one wasn't coming back. That's the one I'm going to buy and actually beat. Because I bought 7, 8, and 9 all at the same time when I was young. And then, therefore, I beat none of them. So I'm going to buy 8. I'm going to actually beat 8. I have to. I always want to. Thuthumura and... Maybe it's 2? Tutumura Dina? I'm sorry, I probably absolutely annihilated your name. Thank you for watching. It says the Famicom version has a special chip for decompression, so there's more graphics. Okay. I was noticing, maybe not right away, that there was new stuff, but by the middle of that level, there was definitely new graphics, definitely extra motion. Hey, this is playing pretty good. This appears to be Super C, or something similar to Super C on Game Boy. Maybe it's sort of a different take on Super C, but for Game Boy. But it's playing pretty well. Whoa. Didn't... What? You gotta be kidding me! How did I not make that jump? Twice in a row! What? Man, you really got to be on the edge there. Okay. I guess I know now. It's really finicky. Get all the way to the edge. Road Killer Zach's talking about Chucky, the new Chucky movie looking good, man. Zach says the music from the screen where you chose what game you want to play has a really good downbeat. It does. Luke says, all right, hints for my favorite FPS game. It's a platformer. It had a platformer in 1995. You said it was a first-person shooter game. And it had the first FPS game in 2006 and the second one in 2008. Talking about Red Dead Redemption? I don't think I had a platformer game. I don't know what you're talking about, man. 1995. Don't know. Bass beats, Zach asks. It did have a good bass beat. Simon's gotta go! No! Simon, why you gotta leave, man? Don't you go leaving me. It's fine, I guess. But I'm not happy about it. Oh, sweet, it's the one that tracks people. Now I'm nervous about every single jump. I just gotta see all the different weapons, so even though that was clearly the best one, I'm switching to this guy. Oh, hard to shoot down and jump at the same time. Mr. McMilligan says, so I have a lot of stuff to do. I will return for a future stream. Alright, see you, dude. It was nice to hang out with you. J.E.'s here. What's up, J.E.? He says, you know, somebody who worked at a mental health clinic told me to never buy a Sandra Bullock movie, Gravity. And I can't buy the digital version. She's like, no, not even the digital version. What? She told you to never, or that you can't? Like, it's impossible. I'm very confused what they told you. You know, we're going to move on to another game, actually, because we died. We got a game over. So, we get a game over, we check out another one. I've played Hardcore, so now I want to play these two because I've never played either of them. This is an SNES game, a European SNES game. And this is a European Mega Drive game. This might just be Alien Wars with a different skin, like different sprites. And that looks like Hardcore. That looks like the wolf from Hardcore. So this might essentially just be Contra 3 and Contra Hardcore. We'll see if I'm right about that. Ooh, yeah, because it's the original games over there would be at 50 hertz in Europe. Okay, and look, the little text down there says it will play at the same speed as the Japanese and North American versions of Contra 3 Alien Wars. So I was right about that. It's basically just different sprites for Contra 3. Sounds good. Luke says, Rayman Raving Rabbids? There was an FPS Raving Rabbids game? No idea. Simon says, Jay, pay me to stay. Nice. Can you, like, tell me how to pronounce your name there? Thuthumara Dina? Because I hate mispronouncing names, and then people resent me, and they're like, why do you suck at pronouncing names? I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Luke's hyped about Mario Maker 2. Yeah, man. That's going to be fun. And I know you guys want to make some levels and make me play them. That'll be fun. This looks stretched to me. I got to change this immediately. That's even more stretched. Huh. Well, this is technically pixel perfect. It's weird that it makes it more stretched. But we're going for it. It looks good. So this is 50 hertz, right? Because I think I chose the original European setting. As long as I'm playing Super Probotector or whatever the weird name was. Might as well be playing Probotector in its original frame rate, or refresh rate, or whatever you want to call it. Processing speed. Ugh. There's a lot going on. But yeah, so far this is exactly Contra 3. I bet it just a few skins. Wow, that was a quick game over. We are going to continue because that was so fast and sad. Jib Waller says, been eating dinner and watching at the same time. Hardcore is hard. It is, but it's really cool. They do some excellent special effects. It's kind of like Go Big or Go Home, that one. Really, really cool. And they're making a new Contra game. And when I was watching the presentation for it, I was like, this looks kind of wacky, but it also looks a lot like Contra Hardcore. And then core was part of the title, so I'm pretty sure they specifically made that game to be a hardcore sequel, at least spiritual successor or whatnot. Playing as weird-looking characters. It's kind of even more over the top. If you can imagine Contra being more over the top than Contra already is, that's what hardcore is. But it's done in such a good way. It's like an 80s movie. It's like 80s movies are awesome. 80s action movies. Because they're so 80s action movies, you know? They're just ridiculously over the top. And that's why they're fun. Really? I did not mean to jump all the way off that edge. Didn't mean to jump directly into fire. I kind of like these robot skins, but they do look a little on the generic side. They all kind of look a lot like each other. Look out, fools. So can they not even hurt me at all? There goes poor tank. Oh, really? At that exact moment the tank goes away? Sad. This is about FiveJay PD. Did something go on? Looks as there was a first-person game in general. First-person shooting a plunger gun in Rabbids. Like as a mini game? That doesn't count. It's a really misleading clues there, man. Zach says if you listen closely when he dies, it sounds like he says no. He says something. He's like, ah! Rowboy Z Hunters here. Thank you for watching. Says, yo, I just 1cc Contra NES, as in, like, continued? Like, one continued? That's amazing. Without cheats, without save states? In my life, I've not played much Contra at all, so I am not good at Contra. I think Contra's awesome. But I think when I was younger, especially, if I ever tried Contra, I was so turned off by the difficulty. Ugh. Yeah, he just kind of goes, ah! Really? I wasn't trying to walk into that guy. So I kind of like in shooting games when you can stand still and change the direction that you shoot. I don't like that I have to be moving. Oh, I'm really dying. You did all without the Konami code and you never use save states. That's nuts, man. So you have this game memorized. Well, the first Contra sounds like. It's insane. Roadkiller Zach, I have heard the ground beef joke before. In the stream, actually. Another person a long time ago told that one, but that's a funny one. I'm gonna stick with the spread shot, unless I get that homing shot. This is a really good weapon. Homing? Oh, you might have to go homing. Don't get laser. Not what you want. You know it's not what you want. Woo! That was close. You just got an extra life. Woo! It's the one time I don't like a dog. He's a tough enemy. Alright, from here I can safely blow this wall without being hit. Thuthumara says, and the aspect ratio looks really wrong, like a version of the 16.9. Yeah, so that was the thing. Something's off here. So the original already looks stretched. But now that I had it in the previous version, it doesn't look quite as stretched. So I went in and I went to Pixel Perfect, which normally makes it more narrow. But it actually made it wider, so something's wrong there. And then 16.9, which I don't like to do. So 4x3 with scan lines is not the same as original either. Pixel Perfect with scan lines. Yeah, those two are the same, but these two are not. So I don't really know what to do here. I'm going to go 4x3 with scan lines. And at least it has a retro look to it. I think the scan lines are too heavy, though. It's too dark. Yeah, I can't do it. I'm going to go back to, I guess, the least offensive look is this original. So I'll stick with this. Raving Rabbids is an FPS game in general. Was it? I mean, I guess it was kind of a shooting gallery game. I don't know if I'd call that an FPS. But I guess, technically, it could be considered that. So I was just playing this game on Game Boy. Stop it, alarms. I made an alarm to let me know that I have Jell-O in the fridge cooling. It's now ready to be eaten. Yay. Here's my Jell-O alarm. I'm gonna go laser, because I think it's really powerful. And this guy wants to run you over like nobody's business. Ah, if I'd just stayed all the way left, I would have been fine. There we go. Oh, I had a second weapon? X to switch. Excellent. No! There we go. Homing or laser. Check out. Oh yeah, the exploding missiles. Plane comes in. Everything all fire. Roboy says also this is kind of weird. He says, ah, and he's a robot. They should have changed the voices. I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. Crag's giving me 10 bits. Thanks, Crag. He says he may be the only streamer ever that has a Jell-O alarm, Jay. He's not wrong. He is not wrong. Well. Oh, I forgot those things pop out of there. They're gonna come hit me again, aren't they? I know those guys always come at just the worst time. Go! Yes! Oh, what? You didn't get that? It was right there! Oh! Calling that one close. She told you not to buy Gravity. That's how unprofessional this woman was at the mental health clinic. I don't understand, J.E. Why did she tell you not to buy it? Roboy says, I don't want to sound mean, but this is probably the worst of M2. M2 is known for having great emulation, but Pixel Perfect doesn't even look like Pixel Perfect, and the original looks slightly worse. So, but Roboy, I think that's a problem specifically with this game, because on the other ones that I was playing, Pixel Perfect looked as I expected. It looked Pixel Perfect. So, but for whatever reason, in this game, Super Probotector, whatever the other third subtitle was, for whatever reason, in this specific game, Pixel Perfect was totally wrong. There's definitely something off there. The other games, it look fine, though. Oh, that's right. Get out of here. Oh, what? Oh, I was gonna say, that's gotta hit. Should have stayed on the bottom. Now I don't have the homing attack. Do I have any bombs? Yes, I do. There he is. Sacrifice 2 lives for that. Road Killer Zach jump back over to Facebook. Sounds good, man. Roboy says, oh, really? Let me see. Now I must see. Craig says it's an evil mecha alien turtle. No, it looks like the turtle from Ninja Turtles 2, the movie? Whoever that turtle is. Forget his name. Zach says, it's in-game Turtlezilla. Yeah, for real. Roboy says, though, in my opinion, I feel like 4x3 doesn't fill much of the screen unless you have scan lines. That's the thing. Original appears not to be 4x3, or like default, or whatever it is. Original appears not to be 4x3. It's like that aspect ratio, but it absolutely does not fill the screen, which is strange. But again, maybe it's just this one game. We need to check out another one and see, or maybe go back to one of the previous ones to see what I was talking about. I like this section of the game. I think some people don't like it, but I kind of like this section. I think it's fun that they switch up the gameplay style. I think it's probably easier on the Game Boy playing this section than in Super Nintendo, but that's alright. Whoa! Yeah, I had nowhere to go. Jay says she hated the Sandra Bullock film Gravity, and I guess she was trying to save me from the experience of watching it. Dude, I loved that movie. I loved it. Okay, let's see. Let's exit, try another one. Well, if Probotector is just hardcore, we can just play hardcore. I'm gonna go back and play, what did we play before? We were playing the Famicom version of Contra. Roboy says, why does the PC version have sound issues at the startup? That's not good. Jay Bowler says, whoa, with the end level cutscene looked cool with the robot. Right? Right? Roadkiller says, smack the button, not the button. Thanks, dude. Roboy says, I don't know why, but I have to boot this game up twice just for the sounds to be good. That is weird. Okay, so let's check the display settings on this one. Now, this one does expand it as well in Pixel Perfect. I could have swore it did not do that last time. Maybe we hit a glitch. And once again, 4x3 scanlines is much larger than 4x3. Or original, excuse me. Huh. Because look, even in how they're showing you the game to you, they're showing it to you larger and then smaller. But in the background, you see it getting more stretched. I think I ran into a glitch here. I want to go back to the original Contra, the first game that we played, to test that out again. It's so weird. Craig says, if anyone hits the dislike, the Jello alarm goes off. Oh, no. Okay. So now, again, display settings. It stretches it a little taller. No. Because this is original. You can see that Pixel Perfect shrinks it a little less vertically tall. So this one does shrink it down, as you would expect. Yeah, look at the difference between 4x3 scan lines and Pixel Perfect scan lines. It's huge. Even between these two. Let's play it in the worst possible mode. 16:9 scan lines. I feel like... Did you guys ever see those projector screen TVs? Back in the day, it was like the biggest possible screens that were made. But they were bad. They didn't look good. And they looked kind of like this. It was like there was a magnifying glass over a normal TV screen. That's what this looks like right now. Like you put a magnifying glass over your TV. And it's hideous. Like, oof. That's not good. That's not good. But it's kind of funny. Well, hey, if you want to play Contra in the worst possible way, here you go. 16:9 with scan lines. Delicious. I'd be interested to see if there is some sort of update that comes out to change some of these visual options, because I think there are glitches here. I don't think Pixel Perfect's working correctly. That or original isn't working correctly. One or the other. Roboy says, sometimes when I open it, it gives me TV static sounds. Other times it will sound fine. J.E. says, only smack the... Thanks, dude. Button once, but I've tried to do it more than once. Yeah, and then it unclicks it, doesn't it? Is that how that goes? Bada bing. It's cool playing this arcade version. I've never even seen the arcade version of this game before. Actually seeing it is really cool. Zach says, Roadkiller Zach says, the like button is $1 million alarm where you become a millionaire. Ooh, well, that'd be nice. That'd be really nice. How do we get that going? $1 million, man. Where would we be at? Sweet. The boy says, why can't they release an option to flip the entire screen? Isn't that in here? Right here? Yeah. Isn't that what's going on? Rotate right, rotate left? It's more for the handheld mode, right? Because you really can't do this. I gotta go back to Pixel Perfect. It's just killing me inside. It's so small, but it looks so crisp. Like, it looks so good now. Or does it look like a pile of trash before? Ah. Nice. Craig says, Jay, what do you think of the Avengers game? I still have a lot of questions. I think it looks fun. It somewhat has a look of a knockoff in that all of the characters have nearly the same costume as the movies, except none of their faces are even close to the movie characters' faces. So it's like, you know, they hired knockoff actors to remake the movie. But that's not what it is at all. It's a totally different story in every way. So, like, it has the look of a knockoff in some ways. But it actually, like, seeing the gameplay and seeing kind of the approach to the characters, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Whoa! No! There, finally got that guy down. Yeah, Zach, it doesn't have the cross-chat function on Facebook. So I can see your chats fine, but the only way for me to interact with you is on Facebook. And of course, me actually saying something to you. That is one of the things that I hope they end up fixing. Facebook needs a real live chat feature. So, I don't know if that's a totally separate app, though. Like, for them to really, I think, fit in, they do have to overhaul their app, their chat approach for live streams. Oh, the slowdown is real. I'm really enjoying this arcade version of Contra, though. Luther says, wow, how could you make all the options this bad? Yeah, it's probably not the best way to play any individual one of these games. That being said, playing all of them in one place, it's fine. It's like, just because it's not ideal doesn't mean it's a straight bad way to play the games. So I still think it's totally worth your time and money. There's some really unique entries in here. It's still not the complete collection of Contra games. Should have been cool. There's really not that many of them. But it is a good, strong number of them. Sometimes those bullets are so small, it's hard to keep track of them. You really gotta watch the screen hard. Roboy says, oh, you found it. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, right? I was playing the widescreen for the 16:9 with scanlines just to be annoying. And that was supremely annoying. I agree. Thank you for finding it. I was looking for it ever since today. Wait, are we talking about something else now? Zach says, in Lego City Undercover, I have 5 billion studs. 5 billion? That's insane. I'm not trying to hit up. Stop walking into the laser field. I think I need to switch to Joy-Cons. Even this Smash Pro controller has problems where you're hitting the wrong direction on accident. You really don't have that problem with the Joy-Cons because they're such separated directional buttons. It's not an ideal controller, but boy, you really never mistakenly input something. Actually, I saw somebody had posted a link somewhere that was a new Hori controller, you know, Hori, third-party controller maker, where it's like a whole Pro controller cut in half as Joy-Cons that you slide onto the Switch. It only works in handheld mode, and I honestly really like that idea. It's kind of cheap, actually. It was only like 40 bucks because it doesn't have a lot of the features. I don't even know if it has rumble. It doesn't have like the scanning, the amiibo functionality or anything like that. I don't think it has any motion controls or anything. J.E. says, anybody think a quarter pounder with cheese is better than a Whopper from Burger King, or is it the other way around? I like them both. They're very different. I feel like the Whoppers taste more natural, like they were actually grilled, and I like that. But I like double quarter pounders too. Super good. All right, we haven't played Alien War. Well, we kind of did. Let's play hardcore. Let's play some hardcore. Zach says, does Twitter have YouTube chats? Twitter Periscope. No, I don't think Periscope gets the cross chats either, unfortunately, which is sad. Yeah, that's another missed opportunity there. And I actually stopped streaming to it, and I think that's part of the reason why. Craig says, apparently Witcher 3 for Switch is going to be on the 32GB cartridge. It's a big game, so it makes sense. I think they're the first people to actually use a cartridge that big. Everybody else has elected to use a smaller cartridge and then make you download half the game. Okay, so I've played this game before. I know these characters. I like to play as this guy. It's a robot whose name is Brownie. Worst robot name ever. But he's a little tiny robot. He's like half the size of the other characters. It's kind of funny. He's like the Girl Scouts. There's Boy Scouts and then Cub Scouts. And there's Girl Scouts and Brownies. So when I think of Brownie, I think of this robot as like the younger version of a Girl Scout, but as a robot. And I think that's awesome. So here we come in with this sweet van, kill everything, and look at this little dude. Here's Brownie the robot in action. Tell me this game isn't totally awesome. Wow, it's so fast. Feels like it's in turbo, actually. This doesn't feel like the Genesis game that I had played recently. It seems too fast. I don't remember it quite being this insane. I wonder... I just had a thought. And I don't like this thought. Okay, so when I played the 50 hertz version on here of Alien Wars, it was Super Probotector, whatever it was called. The 50 hertz version seemed exactly the same speed as the version I was used to, the Super Nintendo version. But this game seems too fast because this would be the 60 hertz version. I wonder if the 50 hertz games are actually playing at 60 hertz, and if these games are playing faster than they should be. I think we found another glitch. I don't think that this is working well. Interesting. So anyway, these unique characters have unique weapons. Whenever you pick up a weapon power-up, it's totally different from one character to the next. They have different power-ups, and that makes this game really cool. You know, look at how fast everything is happening. I'm pretty sure that this is a problem. Oh yeah, this game has the ability to switch between standing and shooting and running and shooting. Good. I actually really, really like that. Getting the choice for when the situation calls for each. Whatever is most appropriate. Oh yeah, this guy. Do I have a jetpack? I didn't know that! Oh man, the advantages of Brownie continue. Because you're so short, you actually can be missed by enemies that would normally hit human enemies. So that's one advantage of Brownie. Now I have a jetpack? I did not know that. Yeah, and that little thing knocks down a whole building. How cool is that? I still have the jetpack, right? Sweet! That is so cool. Roboy says, anyways, I was saying the reason Probotector looks different is because it's a PAL game. PAL at a slightly different resolution. Yep. NTSC, instead of being 240p, it will be 288p because of the different resolution. I didn't know that. It has to be squashed to fit the screen without stretching it or adding more resolution than originally intended. That's why Probotector has a 16:9 look. Weird. In other words, Probotector's resolution is accurate. Huh. So, essentially, PAL region sucks. NTSC is the way to go, right? The North America and Japanese versions are better. That's what I'm hearing. In kind of every way. I think this guy I want to stand and shoot. So we're going to do that. Craig says, don't make fun of Brownie. He'll mess you up. That's right. Jay says, the weather in Minnesota sucks, especially when you're up north. The weather here can change on a dime. The weather here was great today, but I'm not up north right now, so I'm gonna be. Over 4th of July, I will be going, up north. I'll be in the Cross Lake area, so I'm not sure where you are, J.E. I don't know if you're around Brainerd or anything like that, or Duluth or something, but I will be in the Cross Lake area. Alright, let's see some of these special weapons. How do I switch between them again? There we go. Okay, so I have this thing, which is already crazy. Oops, didn't mean to use that. And I've got whatever this is. Okay, check this out. And the next one goes to a cutscene. Well, sort of a cutscene. It's an animated thing. Whoa! What is happening? Nobody knows, but it's kind of awesome. Craig says, you're saying Konami shipped a game with glitches? You don't say. Well, I know, right? Roboy says, by the way, dude, the game is really that fast, believe it or not. I played it recently on Genesis, and I don't remember it being this fast. But, to be fair, I haven't played a lot of the game, as in, I played it one day. So it's possible I just am not remembering correctly. It just seems really extremely fast. Which I think is one thing that Genesis was always trying to do, right? They were always, ooh, blast processing. So I guess it wouldn't be that surprising if it was purposefully much faster than a usual Contra game. Just to fit in with that marketing. Yeah, look, that dude cut down the building. Some sweet stuff in here. Oh, we were so close to taking this guy out without getting hit. And now I've died twice. And that might be the end. No! You gotta get all the way through there in order to continue somewhere else. NC Lake says, my man playing Contra. What's up, NC Lake? How you doing, man? Road Killer Zach is in Ontario. Sweet, sweet. NC Lake says, it's 95 degrees in Washington State. Oof, that is warm. That is warm. Henry Fang, the bionic wolf man. Look at that. He's like Barrett from Final Fantasy 7. The machine gun built into his arm. Sweet as that. He doesn't have a jetpack, but he can slide. I think Brownie could slide too, though. Could be wrong. Roboy says, it's the hardest Contra game you will play. Is it? Oh, I mean, they're all hard to me, so I don't know for sure, but I think it's one of the most impressive Contra games they've ever made. Like, it's incredibly impressive to me. I think this game is just really, really extremely cool. What? Yeah, so some of the effects are not as good as what you'd see on the Super Nintendo, but they went in such a fresh, new, cool direction didn't matter. Okay, sweet. I've got a flamethrower. Oh, yeah, and I have the exploding fist punch. Exploding fist or exploding punch. I feel like exploding fist punch is a little redundant. The Japanese version of hardcore is the easiest? Really? That's weird. I wonder why that is. Yeah, it's usually the other way around. And Selix says sometimes Contra Saturn was pretty good. Contra on Saturn? I've not played that. Woo! Whoa! That was cutting it real close. Yeah, what's up, dude? Oh, I should have ducked, and I knew I should have ducked. Yes! Sweet exploding fist. Oh, that's right. And then this dude pops out. Zach is in Rockford. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I've been through Rockford before. Oh, awesome. That's a cool place. Kind of out there a little bit away. It's like it's not the cities anymore. It's definitely not the Twin Cities anymore out in Rockford. Roboy says, I think this game looks better than Contra 3 in my opinion in terms of what they do. Right, I think it's just more extreme. And they really utilize the strengths of the Genesis extremely well in this game. This is one of the Genesis's best looking games. Now the sprite scaling didn't work quite as well, so when you saw that big giant sprite tilting, he was like being split into multiple parts and it looked really strange. But the sprite itself looks cool. So like it's a good looking game, it's just it doesn't quite have some of the effects options that the Super Nintendo has. But extreme explosions, it's incredibly fast. And I love the unique approach that the characters are all not just generic muscle-bound dudes. They have unique weapons and looks and even physical abilities like this dude, Brownie being short and having a jetpack. That was awesome. Oh! Cheap. Can be very cheap. They can all slide. Awesome. Real Boy says, I think this game looks... Oops, I already read that one. My bad. NC says, you got this. Thanks, dude. Phoenix, what's up, man? He says, does the laser weapon suck? Is there a laser weapon in this game? It's weird because all the characters have different abilities. So laser... I'm not sure what laser means to anyone in particular in this game. But I love that they're making a new Contra game and they based it on this game. I think that was the fun way to go. More unique. Hey, don't you chuck that at me. How dare you? Robo's gonna grab the phone. Cool. And see, like, so Saturn had the bit sprite at a phenomenal level. Not sure what that means. Yeah, Saturn blew PlayStation out of the water. Did it? I don't know that it did. Certainly not in sales, but I don't think that it was more powerful than the PlayStation, was it? The games didn't look like they're more powerful, but it's possible they just had some games that weren't developed very well. Which PlayStation also had plenty of as well. It's just they had so many games. They also had so many instances of amazing games. Where Saturn didn't have as many games. But it has a really strong following still. And I had missed Saturn, so I have my friend's Saturn right over there. I need to start getting some Saturn games and playing it. It's gonna be great. Fun. Ugh. Don't you do it. Really don't know what to expect with this guy. Woo! We're making it so far. Seems like if we're on the left, we're probably pretty well safe from that thing. So in the bottom left corner. The top left corner appears to be safe, though. Whoa! Sweet. Ah, it's that guy again. Curse you! Alright, I think we're going to be flying through the air soon. I forgot I'm on a chicken walker. Oh, really? And it's game over, right? Ah, Roadkiller Zach's going. Alright, thanks for hanging out, dude. Catch you later. Phoenix's Rip Contra on NES. It's a good game. Was it... Wait, Rip Contra NES. What do you mean, Rip Contra on the NES? Zach says you should go through all the games on the NES Mini. Like, beat them all. Some of the games I straight don't like. I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Let's see what Sheena's all about. NC Lake says, yeah, with color, devs didn't know. Gotcha. So, not the first time that Sega had much more colors than a competitor on their console. The Master System was capable of way more colors than an NES. And it was also more powerful. So in general, the Master System had better graphics. Okay, obviously I should have gone to the right there. My bad. But the sound was kind of a mixed bag. Without the FM channel, it was kind of limited. But when you add the FM channel, it has kind of a strange sound to it, which sometimes is great and other times is kind of iffy. Okay, there's a laser, and then what's the other shot I have? Ah! I cannot get the timing of those bursts down. Right here. Why am I struggling? There we go. Sheena has a laser. Oh, yeah! And it's really powerful. Ha 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 ha. Oh, snap. I forgot about this. He's just cheering. Wow, this is so impressive. This is so cool. A Genesis is doing all this. They were really earning their stripes here. Saying, okay, yeah, it doesn't have the same tech as the Super Nintendo, but it doesn't even matter, because we can still do awesome things. And they were right. They clearly could do awesome things, even if the tech wasn't quite the same or was missing a few fun tricks that the Super Nintendo could do. Oh, no. Sad. Jay says the Doug Bowser and Bowser joke in the Nintendo Direct kind of bothered me. But then again, I dislike puns, FiveJay. It was pretty on the nose, and it went on for way too long. I agree, it wasn't very good. Craig says crazy that just part 1 of Final Fantasy VII Remake is still going to need to be on 2 discs. That's crazy. Crazy. NC Lake says Saturn was next gen. Well, next gen compared to Sega CD / Genesis. Craig says Sheena is a punk rocker, Jay. That's right. You gotta love the Ramones. Alright, we've been playing this for a while. Let's check out the Probotector version. See how different it is or isn't. We'll play it in the 50 Hz original mode. Zach Nealon's taking off. See you, Zach. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Have a great rest of your day as well. And see, like, so the blast processor compared to 16-bit was amazing. It was a fun. Era of. What am I trying to say? Console wars. I still think, in general, the Super Nintendo looked better, but the Genesis sometimes could really look amazing. So the characters are a little different. Brownie appears to be the same. Otherwise, everyone else is more robotic. Apparently this is Sheena and whatever the male's name was. And I want to see CX3. So this was Fang in hardcore. Even that guy's a robot. Love it. NC Lakes is Vector Man. Yeah, Vector Man looked pretty good. But did it compare to Donkey Kong Country? I don't know. That game looks really good. But Genesis also had chip-assisted games. Not as many, but they had Virtua Racing. I think it was Virtua Racing. And it looked extremely good on the Genesis. Like, such an impressive feat. They could put that game on the Genesis. It was chip-assisted, but so was a lot of Super Nintendo games. I mean, even Yoshi's Island was chip-assisted. Obviously, Star Fox was chip-assisted. I believe even Donkey Kong Country was chip-assisted. You know? So it was just a more common practice with Super Nintendo. Mega Man X games were chip-assisted. There was Vortex, and yeah, there was a lot of games in Super Nintendo that used extra chips. Specifically, usually for 3D effects. So otherwise, they already had built-in sprite scaling and image manipulation, you know, the Mode 7, which Genesis didn't have built in. Oh, I do have one of these. Yeah! So again, it did have some advantages straight out of the box. Cthulhu says, Master System lacks the triangle sound generator. That's what made it sound weird sometimes. That make the bass on the NES. So they all sound like doo-doo. No, I totally agree that the bass isn't there, but I like the sound of the sound chip on the Master System. But typically, usually in the high ranges. And also, that makes sense now why so many Master System games couldn't do music and sound effects at the same time. And so sometimes the music wasn't very complex because it was trying to do music and sound effects at the same time, and therefore they had to, like, not use as many channels for the music, and so it was ending up sounding very simple. Because they didn't have the triangle sound. Oh, okay. And then the FM sound generator, sound channel was cool and everything, but it sounded so different. It was kind of hard to get used to at times. But the Famicom Disk System also had the FM sound unit, which we never got in America. So, I mean, that would also be hard to adjust to as Americans as well. We just weren't used to FM sound units here. We didn't get them on anything. But that added a lot more bass and made it sound a lot more like a Genesis. Sweet. I love Exploding Fist. This guy is the same across both games. It is just a skin difference. Probably the same for the other characters too then. Thanks. Says, my life is chip assisted. Cool Ranch in particular. I love Cool Ranch. That's my favorite Doritos flavor. Show. And see, looks as Vector Man, Virtual Racing, Virtual Fighter. Virtual Fighter though wasn't 3D. Like it had really good sprite effects, but like it wasn't 3D like it was supposed to be, which is kind of sad considering what they could do with Virtual Racing. It's like it'd be cool if they had attempted that with Virtual Fighter, but it still looked good. Seriously, Virtua Racer, though, racing is just so impressive on Genesis. Oh! Can't believe he didn't hurt me. Come on to you, boy. Oh, no! I thought I had it in the bag. Come on. There it is. Jason, my mother thinks I'm not that talented of an amateur writer. Ouch. Because I need a co-writer to bounce ideas off of. Well, a lot of people have people they bounce ideas off of, even if they wouldn't call them a co-writer. Could just be a friend or a family member. Basically, I don't have enough life experience to write on my own. Oh, I see what you're getting at. Yeah, sometimes writers go on adventures just to help with their sort of writing experience. Which is kind of a fun thing to do, right? Like, I need to go on a vacation so I can write better. I like that. I also like that this game had branching paths. Oh, here's the one where we're flying. That's right. Thu says, none of Donkey Kong Country series used the special chip. Did it really? Did they? They didn't. Wow, so they pulled all that off without a chip. Are you sure? I could have swore I'd heard that they did use a chip. But hey, doesn't matter. The game looks great. So Star Fox used this Super FX chip. And that was actually, there was actually 2 different models of the Super FX chip. I think Vortex uses the second Super FX chip, if I recall correctly. Love it. Just hanging from some crazy jet as a cybernetic wolf man with a machine gun arm. What a crazy, awesome game. This guy's little, like, whip doesn't hurt you, and I thought that it did, but when I played with my friend, we figured out, oh, you don't have to try and dodge it. I mean, you do have to not hit the little throwing star piece, but other than that, you don't have to try and dodge it. Oh yeah, it keeps changing angles. Do it. Hit him hard. That's got to be doing so much damage. There we go. That's my favorite weapon. Exploding fist. Oh, what? That was so cheap. I didn't even know he was there, and it was already shooting at me. I'm not sure what NC and JE are going on about now. Something's happening there. Alright, I got 9 minutes left of this. So, what do I want to spend my 9 minutes on? So, really, we only have Contra, Super Contra, Contra Alien Wars, and Contra Hardcore, so I don't know why I started with the thumb. But that's 4 games, and then is Operation C technically also Super Contra? So is it 4 games or is it 5? It's 4 or 5 games with some variations on them. Let's play the original NES version of Contra. We haven't seen that today yet. We'll play the Famicom version. So now we'll compare it to see if it really does look that much different. And see, I'm not sure what's going on there, but remember it is an all ages channel. There we are. Yeah, already the effects don't look as good. So I can already see where the Famicom version was improved. Was it a disk system game? Is that how they were able to improve it? Or did you say they had an extra chip in it? I think that's what you said. There's an extra chip in it. The NES was doing that sort of thing too. Even Super Mario 3 had an extra chip in it. Kirby, I believe, had a chip in it because there were some pseudo 3D effects in the original Kirby game. Well, the original NES Kirby game, Kirby's Adventure. I think it was actually the second or third Kirby game that was made. The original Kirby was, of course, Game Boy. And I can't remember if Kirby's Dream Land 2 was the second game, or if Kirby's Adventure predated that. Okay, so yeah, the trees definitely were moving in the Famicom version. Like I thought, that animation was definitely different. The shots look better on the Famicom version. I think some of the sprites might be a little different. Not positive. Oh no! Oof. Laser, super strong, doesn't shoot well. This is what Craig was talking about earlier. Is it worthless? Worthless, no. It's a gun that you have to sacrifice, though, for. Super powerful, for very bad functionality. Ugh. Yeah, I lost my grip of how it worked at the wrong time, aka during the boss. Oh, I should have gone down a level. No, no game overs. Don't do that. That's not cool. Primetime Rhymes, what's going on, man? You showed up at one of my reactions to one of the E3 conferences. But I was so busy I couldn't really interact. How's it going, dude? Welcome back, man. He says, yeah, all DKC are ROM plus save battery only. Nice. That's super impressive they were able to pull off that, the look of those games. Seriously, so cool. Whoa, that was a bad idea, but we made it. We happened to luck out and not get killed there. I mean, do I have to kill this guy? No. Do I feel like I need to for unknown reasons? Ooh. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Alright, whoa, whoa. If there's some sort of issues going on here, then you gotta put a lid on this, guys. I don't have any infighting here in my streams. Alright, we're here to hang out. We're not here to fight with each other. Or make any sort of inflammatory statements. Kaboom! There we go. Oh, and once again I didn't notice that fire coming in. Still love those NES sound effects. And the music chip is so good. I suppose I have to stand exactly here, don't I? Roboy's gonna go get some sleep. Nice. Yeah, I'm about to sign off here pretty soon as well. Get some sleep for myself. Demir says, like 90% of NES games after 1988 used special chips. The NES alone is really limited. I can see that because you can kind of see clearly in the NES's history where all of a sudden all the games started looking so much better. And from what I hear, the NES really isn't that powerful a hardware. Really not particularly different from the Atari 2600, which seems shocking. But not sure to what extent that really means. What is not that different mean? Don't know. Just what I've heard. Game over! This is where that Konami code would come in handy. Let's play a little bit of Super C quick, and then we're gonna get out of here. And see, like, except for the NES 2, none were good. You say, you're talking about these games? The Contra games? I'm confused what you're saying. In this, you're saying in Contra games, only the NES games were good? Because I gotta disagree. Hardcore was really awesome. I was liking Super C. Not Super C. We're playing Super C now. Contra 3 Alien Wars. Yeah. I like this sort of Terminator look here. The world's like all destroyed looking. It's a little less fighting in the jungle like a Rambo movie. And a little more Terminator-y. Oh, which actually, now that I think of it, is kind of fun because Rambo is a Stallone movie and Terminator would be a Sylvester Stallone. No, wow, I just said Stallone. It would be an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. And the two characters look like they're very much based off of Stallone and Schwarzenegger, so it's kind of fun if that was their intention. One looks like a Stallone movie and one looks like a Schwarzenegger movie. But hey, that's just my personal feelings on it right now. Yeah, thank you. It's a perfect place for that trench. So far, this is going well. Not really sure who's chucking those bombs from the background, but it's a cool effect. Some of these soldiers look like Frankenstein to you. There, the purple and green guys. They look like Frankenstein. Oh, I was going to try and slide because I was playing Contra Hardcore a little bit ago there. So I was like, oh, surely I can slide. No, you can't. And I also cannot bridge the gap between those two shots, apparently. Alright. Yeah. There it is. Gotcha. Who says, I think the most advanced game on NES alone is the first Super Mario Bros. With smooth scrolling and big sprites. Gotta agree. That was a game changer for everyone, right? Especially artistically. Where a lot of the games just had black backgrounds. Mario was like, yeah, but what if it wasn't just a black background? What if all of the game looked cool instead of just some small part of it? Ba-boom. Jay says Atari was kind of stupid. I mean, Nintendo gave them a chance to be the winning team. They didn't take it, and then under the name Tengen, they tried to sue Nintendo. Hey, it worked. Atari was crazy. Crazy. And sometimes that worked out well and was fun. And other times it didn't work out that well. Obviously, overall, it didn't work out so well. But I really like some of the things that Atari did. And other things, not so much. I think they made a lot of bad business dealings, specifically. Like, I love the Lynx. I think the Lynx is an awesome handheld and has some really sweet games. But essentially, they stole the Lynx. So they had, like, made a partnership with this company, Epix. And Epix had actually designed the Lynx. It was actually Epix's console. Their handheld. But then they did a lot of things that didn't help Epix out very much, and then they got into a big financial trouble, Epix did, and then Atari was like, well, guess what? We'll help you out if you sell us all the rights to your handheld. It's like, aww. So, they make some shady dealings. Alright, guys, I gotta get out of here, so thank you so much for joining. That was, of course, the Contra collection on the Switch. It's a fun collection. We think we might have seen some glitches. We're not positive, but what a cool collection of games. There's some really sweet games in here. I like that we have the different variants of the games. The standout to me probably is the Famicom version of Contra. I like seeing the NES-style Contra, but with slightly improved graphics. Like, it's fun. But otherwise, all of these games are solid. They're a lot of fun to play. So, thanks for coming, guys. I'll catch you next time. Not sure if I'm streaming tomorrow. If I am, I'm streaming Skyrim. And if I'm not able to stream tomorrow, then I'll be streaming Skyrim at some point on Saturday. Yeah, and then you can look forward to some Smash Bros. Over the weekend at the very least. So, thanks for coming, guys. I'll catch you next time. See ya.